ones, empaths. You see, the thing with a narcissist is, right? Whether you were discarded or they pushed you too far, so you had to cut them off, they don't take no as an answer. You know, they never thought this day would come when you would finally door slam them, you know, because they exploited our kindness throughout the entire relationship, throughout the entirety of the relationship. They exploited our kindness. They looked at our kindness as a weakness, and they thought, I'll always get them back. I always get what I want. I can always get back in their door. They love me, you know. The love that we poured into them blew their ego out of all proportions. So they felt like they could leave us on the back burner, you know, possibly go off with a new supply, go and do all kinds of things with a new supply, sexual things of that nature, and do all of that stuff, and we'll be happy to let them back in once they're finished with having their fun. And I'm sorry, but that's not the case. And us chosen ones and empaths, like, maybe at the start, you know, when they pushed us, when they were cutting us off or they were abusing us, so we told them, look, we need some space or whatever, you know, maybe at first we tried to rekindle the relationship. Maybe at first we tried to repair the damage, what we thought, we wanted to reconcile, because it's in our nature to reconcile and repair. We're fixers. We fix things. We fix problems, you know. We fix broken things, yeah. That's why we even got in contact with the narcissist anyway, because they was broken and we tried to fix them, right? So initially, when they saw us willing to accept them, despite them unmasking slightly, right, they thought, right, I've got them where I want them, you know. But if you have managed to finally shut that door for good, final, done, there's no entry, right, and you've door slammed, bolted and welded it shut, then the narcissist begins to get scared. They begin to get awfully paranoid, because they always was aiming to come back through your door. That's what you got to know. Whether they went off with someone else, they always felt like you were someone that they could rely on as a place of safety, you know. A lot of these narcissists have gone off into new relationships with new suppliers out of impulsive behavior. They're very impulsive. They suffer with intrusive thoughts. They suffer with problems of envy. You know, they're never happy with what they have. They're never content with what they have. They always want more. So when they was in the relationship with us, in the situationship, they looked on other pastures and they thought, oh, grass was greener, or they saw a person over there and they thought, oh, that looks shinier, and it was always looking elsewhere. And, you know, they never was really content with what we have. And the fact of the matter is, our value for what we provided them is only known once we door slam. Once we door slam them, that is the only time in the entire time that you've ever known this person when they finally realize what your value was. Do you know why? Because they want what they can't have. That's the first reason. They want what they can't have. And number two, door slamming them and abandoning them and rejecting them delivers a harsh blow to their ego and brings them and knocks them down a peg or two to when they actually realize, okay, I went a bit too far. You see? You do this door slam, and as long as you're consistent with it, you leave them thinking and guessing, and they're waiting now for you to open that door. That's what they're ultimately thinking, especially at the beginning. If you've only just door slammed them, right, or you've only just made them aware that the door slam is in place, right, maybe they've reached out with a Hoover or something, and then you've been able to door slam them. At first, they think, okay, you know, at first they get a bit desperate. They panic a bit, but they'll be thinking, okay, now the door's gonna open. The door's gonna open, you know. More or less like waiting outside a shop. You know when the sign says it opens at 9 a.m. and you wait outside the shop, but the shop attendant hasn't turned up yet, and you're thinking, hold on a minute, the shop's meant to be open, and you're checking your watch and you're thinking, yo, the shop's meant to be open. This is how they're kind of feeling, right? At the beginning, you know, they're a bit panicky, they're in a rush, they need to be somewhere, but the shop's not opening. And once they fully know that that door is shut, where it's closed for business, there's no access back in this department, they cannot access through this door, you are closed off to them, right? They are desperate. In their heads, they are desperate. They will resort to any form of attention from you. This is when you will start to get the hoovers through fake profiles, the random profiles adding you on your social media sites just to spy on you and see what you're doing. You see what I mean? They begin to think about all the times when their flying monkeys used to say bad things about you and they sided with their flying monkeys. And even though they sat there and entertained those conversations when the flying monkeys bad-mouthed us and they was in their little groups bad-mouthing and backbiting and slandering and all of that, right? They'll begin to resent their flying monkeys. They'll begin to resent their new supply. Their new supply, the one that sat there and had pillow talk and used to talk about and save them from the bad person that we were, and they rushed in like Captain Saverhole. I know we once rushed in like Captain Saverhole, but so did the new supply. The new supply rushed in like Captain Saverhole too, and they used to have pillow talk and talk about, oh, I saved you from an abusive relationship and etc, etc, etc. They'll begin to resent the new supply. You see, they begin to get angry at knowing that their flying monkeys allowed them to make these decisions of letting us go, you know. And ultimately, the main thing that the narcissist wants in this situation is running through their head is they want it to return back to normal. They want it going back to normal. But it's actually gone too far for it to return back to normal. Too much has been said, too much has been done, and they've dug their grave, let them lay in it, right? But they begin to get so desperate, so desperate, that you have to understand, be very wary of people that is adding you on social media. You can let them watch all they want, because they can keep watching like it's a film if they want to, right? But a lot of these profiles that you're seeing flash up on your social media is actually them in disguise, and they actually are seeking any form of supply, and you've got to understand the reason why they do this is because we were that chosen one, that beacon of light that was sent to their lives to make them repent their ways, repent and become a better person. We actually fixed them and put them back together, and they threw it back in our faces. But without us in their lives, they don't feel complete. They feel like there's a void. They feel a void in their lives without us. And running through their minds constantly is the fact that they want things to return to normal. I can't emphasize this enough. They just want, they even get to the point, if you door slam them for long enough, they'll even get to the point of desperation, and they'll begin to blame us. Why can't things just go back to normal? Why can't you just do this? Why can't we just be okay? Why can't we just talk about this? Why can't we just do this? This is how they want to be. This is how they get. It begins to go on so long that they are so delusional that they'll forget they're the ones that put themselves in this situation in the first place. And we've just reacted to their bad behavior and door slammed them and given them something that they deserve. And they're actually running through their heads in blaming us, and they're blaming us now. They begin to start blaming us. Why can't it just be back to normal? All they want is it to return to normal. And just trust me, they will seek any supply from you. They are so desperate in their minds. They're thinking, knowing that you've door slammed them, they suffer with severe rumination. They constantly go over things in their heads, different strategies to be able to lure us back in. They're constantly running with this rumination of ways to get us back into their lives. And as long as you've got that door tightly and firmly shut, bolted and welded, and they know there's no entrance, you're going to leave them like this for the rest of their days. For the rest of their days, no matter who they go with, no matter what partner they go with, no matter what new supply, you'll always be that one supply that they wanted that they can never have. You will always be that one person in the life that they want but they can't have. And you that's what you're going to be, on a platform above the rest of all suppliers on earth, right, that they run into. And I know a lot of you will say that doesn't make sense. You will be, because even if they DM'd 100 celebrities on Instagram, right, or 1,000 celebrities, and one of those celebrities entertained them and said, yeah, I'll fly you out to my mansion and that, we want to be of more value than that A-list celebrity, right? They've got more chance of getting with an A-list celebrity than they do with getting back with us. And that's the kind of stance you want to have on this situation. You see what I mean? So leave them ruminating. Leave them thinking about the missed opportunities that they have. Leave them constantly ruminating about that you've door slammed them, and ways of them trying to work. They're just trying to work out a way back into your life. Ultimately, the main thing that they're thinking is they're trying to figure out a way that they can get back in your life. They're trying to figure out different things, trying to figure it out how they can make things return to normal, you know, and they'll do all kinds of crazy strategies to seek any form of supply. And that's basically what they're preoccupied with in their thinking, is just trying to figure out a way to obtain supply from you and try to get you to go back to who you was before, when you was loving, kind, empathetic, courteous, and etc. They want to get you back to that way of thinking, and that's what constantly plagues their mind in how can they get you back to the way of thinking that you was before. That's what they're preoccupied with in their minds. That's what they ruminate about. But leave them thinking and ruminating all they want. Make sure that you keep that door slam in place firmly tight. Don't let them back in. And this door slam, as I will emphasize again, like I said at the beginning of the video, it's the only time in the entirety of the relationship, even if you were broken up, in the entirety of the time that you knew each other on earth, when they finally realize your value. Once you door slam them, that's when they realize your value. It's the only time in the entirety of the whole time together on earth, even if you were separate, that they actually value what you have to offer. They actually understand that you have something of substantial value. Because before the time you door slammed and during the time when you was in the relationship, they just took you for granted. They just took everything you gave them for granted, and they thought, oh, I can get this same supply somewhere else. They're so delusional. They don't realize that they had such a blessing in their lives. They think they can get this anywhere else. And that's often why they discarded us, or pushed us so far, done a reverse discard even, and pushed us so far, so we had to cut them off, because they thought they could find this elsewhere. But now we've let them go off elsewhere, and then they finally realize they can't get it elsewhere. When they try to circulate back to us, like I said in the video the other day about burning the bridge, they come around another way. They come around the long way back to us. And when they're met with a door slam, it's a crushing blow to them. And they begin to ruminate, and all they do is preoccupy in thinking of ways that they can get back into your life and infiltrate your life. So that's basically what the narcissist is thinking, knowing the empath that has door slammed them. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. And if you'd like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. Currently, I have the secondary channel, the spiritual channel. If you want to check that out, the link for that channel is also in the description box. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.